started playing piano when I was 8 years old and taking piano lessons. Then I started doing some violin in middle school. I played in the orchestra, and then I ended up picking up guitar. And then I started writing songs when I was about 14, 15. And then I started singing what was kind of coming in my head. Ended up starting to perform more with my guitar at family functions and at family parties and stuff in the neighborhood. And then I started performing for the public when I was about 18. I grew up with country music. It was always around, definitely at the rodeos and stuff I was at, and it was on the radio. I always had it in the back of my head that I loved it, but I was more interested in like classic rock when I was a teenager, and that's kind of when I first started playing guitar and stuff. So then country music kind of came back into my life when I was about 17. I was around it a lot more. It just kind of felt like a natural progression back to kind of what I listened to as a kid. Some of these old songwriters, singers like Hank Williams Sr. and George Jones and Merle Haggard. These artists really spoke to me as a late teenager, and that's when I kind of got back into country music. My grandpa Kenneth and my grandmother Linda, they taught me how to ride horses and rodeo, and they drug me around all these rodeos when I was a kid. I still go out there and help my grandmother Linda out on the ranch. Linda was the horse trainer, and I was the jockey, so she always told me what to do, and when it came to riding horses, and we always worked together really well as a team. With the rodeo, I was involved with a lot of play days and junior rodeos and American Quarter Horse Youth Associations, and I did all those junior rodeo events, from poles, barrels, flags, goat undecorating, goat tying, a little bit of roping, and that was how I spent my summers, and going out there and traveling all around Oklahoma. I love Oklahoma City because of its community and its people. I love being in the center of Oklahoma. I feel like there's a lot of community here with the musicians, and it's so easy just to go out, meet some friends, and go see some music playing around here, whether that's at Tower Theater or the Jones Assembly. I like being kind of centrally located here, but I always got to find a way, get out, kind of get back to my roots.
How's everybody doing out there? My name is Tanner Fields, and this is Sad Country Sunday, and I'm going to do a bunch of Townes Van Zandt songs. I'm going to do a little tribute for y'all in this first set, and then I'm going to come back with some original tunes in the second set. But y'all hang out. Thanks for being here. This one's called I'll Be Here in the Morning.
My music is a mix of folk and country and a little bit of rock and roll. I think it's very rooted in American music. And I do give a little bit tip of hat to some of the classics, but I do keep it plenty modern and give a lot of modern perspectives with things, whether that's with technology or with COVID and being in a quarantine. I try to tell the stories of the people now and keep it authentic to what I experience. I pull inspiration from my relationships and things I experience in my life, and things that my friends get to experience, or things that I feel like I can tell a story of that I hear, and kind of giving people something they can connect with is really at the heart of my songwriting, and something that I'd be willing to sing every night for the rest of my life.
There you go. Cheers, everybody.
My grandpa hung out down at the Paddock Club for many years, and my grandmother always told me, hey, you gotta go down there, you gotta check it out. And so about a year and a half ago, I went down there for the first time, and I got to hear some stories about my grandpa and his life down there in the Stockyards and down there at the paddock. And it's cool seeing that his life is still alive in these people down here. And the fact that my grandpa Kenny Fields had such an impact on the Stockyards and cowboy culture in Oklahoma City, and it really inspires me to have somewhat of a similar impact on these people and to live my own story at the same time too. You know, I'm not an everyday cowboy. I'm not always working the land or out here running cattle. I'm playing music, still doing a little bit of farming and the horses a little bit, but you know, music's my main thing, and finding my way of telling my story. I think what the West means to me is paving your own path. There wouldn't have been that westward expansion without the tenacity and the drive that they had to go and venture out into this new land. And I think in that Western culture and cowboy culture, that is still alive in the blood of these people today. My name is Tanner Fields, and this is my West.